the signature of the free trade agreement between the European Commission and New Zealand, and then the association agreement on the participation of New Zealand to Horizon Europe, the EU's research and innovation program. We will start with two statements by the President of the European Commission and the Prime Minister of New Zealand. President, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, and good morning to everybody. Dear Prime Minister, dear Chris, I'm very glad to have you here in Brussels for such a joyful occasion. Now, after 4 years of negotiations, today we are signing the free trade agreement. It is an ambitious free trade agreement. It is a very well-balanced free trade agreement. I think it provides plenty of opportunities for our respective businesses. The European Union is already New Zealand's third biggest trade partner. And with this agreement, we should be able to increase trade between us by 30%, and EU investment in New Zealand even by 80%. So this is excellent news for the businesses in New Zealand and in the European Union. As such, this deal is already very special, but it is also a trailblazer, because for the very first time in a trade deal, we have included commitments on the Paris Climate Agreement. This reflects our shared net zero goals, and it's a real first off. Our agreement also facilitates the flow of data between us. This is a huge potential for our economies, but also important, it will do so in a way that protects individual rights and privacy. So I think we can be very satisfied and proud about what we have achieved. I really want to thank Minister O'Connor and Executive Vice President Valdis Dombrovskis for their very successful and mutual beneficial negotiations. I also want to thank the whole team of negotiators for their tireless work, big time, and I want to thank the Swedish presidency for its fantastic work for the Council. Also, many thanks to you, Ambassador, for being here to sign on behalf of the Council. This ambitious free trade agreement reflects the ever-expanding scope of our relationship, and indeed, we are expanding our cooperation. Today, we are also signing the agreement that allows New Zealand to participate in our flagship innovation program, Horizon Europe. Here too we mark a first, the first association agreement with a country that is not geographically close to Europe, not in our neighborhood, but of course that is very close in so many other ways to us. Horizon invests 100 billion euros over 7 years in cutting-edge research. It's a fantastic opportunities for your researchers, our researchers, and their participation will further enrich this research program. We are looking forward to pooling our best minds and talents so that we can work together on the next generation of clean tech, of biotech, of digital projects, of medicine, you just name it. Finally, I'm also pleased to announce the entry into force of the agreement between New Zealand and Europol. Dear Prime Minister, these three agreements bring the European Union and New Zealand even closer, because despite being a world apart, we have so much in common. We are two robust democracies with the same view of the world and the same understanding of our responsibilities. Let me thank you for your steadfast cooperation in support of Ukraine. This includes your support in the United Nations and, of course, the alignment on our sanctions. And we very much welcome New Zealand's military assistance to our neighbour under attack. We will have the occasion to discuss these topics and others in the next days at the NATO summit in Lithuania. From Russia's war in Ukraine to the rising tensions in your region, the Indo-Pacific, the geopolitical landscape is increasingly shifting and uncertain. All the more reasons for like-minded partners like us to strengthen our ties so that we can navigate the different risks, but also deliver for our citizens. Thank you very much and welcome here to Brussels.
Thank you. Tēnā koutou katoa. Greetings to you all. I'm delighted to be here in Brussels today with President von der Leyen, and after a number of years of disrupted travel due to the global pandemic, it's great to be back and meeting again in person. As well as sharing whakapapa or ancestry links to the European Union, many New Zealanders have contemporary ties through study, through travel, and through popular working holiday schemes. Our relationship with Europe is important to us and one that's grounded in a long-standing historic cultural connection. We continue to place a premium on our shared values and partnerships with Europe. The EU FTA, which we're signing today, reflects those values. It's of huge benefit to both partners. New Zealand exporters will get better access to the European Union than they have ever had before. This agreement will generate substantial new economic opportunities and energise an already free-flowing two-way relationship worth $20 billion a year to New Zealand in 2022. It's also our greenest ever agreement in a market with increasingly discerning consumers. That reflects our products that are some of the best in the world for sustainability, and it recognises our continued path towards lowering global emissions. There are groundbreaking outcomes on climate change and the Paris Agreement, and strong commitments in a range of other areas, including labour rights, gender equality, and environmentally harmful subsidies. As well as trade, New Zealand and the EU share a deep commitment to democracy, respect for human rights, global peace and security, and to the international rules-based system. We work together on many issues spanning development in the Pacific, climate change, scientific collaboration, and international security threats. We've joined the EU in condemning Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine and coordinating sanctions and support. As the President has said, the Europol agreement signed last year will now enter into force. This will lead to greater collaboration between our law enforcement agencies to help tackle serious crime, including transnational organised crime, cybercrime and terrorism. Another recent advancement in our relationship is the New Zealand-EU Partnership Agreement on Relations and Cooperation, which entered into force last year. It sets out the framework to deepen connections in a number of areas, including economic and trade matters, science and innovation, counter-terrorism, education and culture. President von der Leyen and I have also, or will also be witnessing the signing of the Horizon Europe Agreement, which focuses on enhancing our scientific and trade links. Our association will mean deeper scientific collaboration and, for New Zealand, access to Europe's most significant research program, helping to respond to major global challenges like climate change, energy and health. New Zealand researchers will gain greater access to professional networks and world-leading scientific infrastructure. New Zealand has allocated $50 million to our association. Among other things, that will cover the cost of research grants awarded to successful New Zealand research organisations. Our relationship with the European Union offers such exciting opportunities for New Zealand. I would encourage all New Zealand businesses and researchers to most of these opportunities through the New Zealand-EU Free Trade Agreement, through Horizon Europe, and through all that our relationship with the European Union offers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. We will now proceed with the signing of the EU-New Zealand Free Trade Agreement. On behalf of the European Union, the agreement will be signed by Mr. Valdis Dombrovskis, Executive Vice President of the European Commission. on behalf of New Zealand by Mr. Damien O'Connor, Minister of Trade and Export Growth of New Zealand, and on behalf of the Council of Ministers of the EU by His Excellency Ambassador Marcos Alonso, Permanent Representative of Spain. They come here, yeah. No. Here with a picture. Here. They didn't get the briefing. Yeah. Thank you very much. We will now let our guests leave, and we will proceed to the signing of the Association Agreement on the participation of New Zealand to Horizon Europe, EU's Research and Innovation Programme. The agreement will be signed by Mr. Marc Lemaitre, EU Commission Director General for Research Innovation, by His Excellency Ambassador Carl Wright, Head of Mission of New Zealand to the European Union, and His Excellency Ambassador Marcos Alonso, Permanent Representative of Spain to the European Union. Thank you very much.